When the battlefield is set, on one side you have massive fire-breathing tanks on the ground, and on the other, hovering gods of destruction in the sky that can reduce entire military bases to ash in seconds. What is more terrifying? The relentless missile barrage of a heavy attack helicopter, or the silent, radar-evading tactics of a stealth chopper dropping elite commandos in the dead of night? The sky is no longer a vast, empty space. It is a thundering ceiling of death. Today, we are putting these flying steel beasts head-to-head to see who truly rules modern combat. Is an attack from above enough to render every ground weapon completely obsolete? To find out the brutal answer, do not look away. Watch this video till the very end. Drop your comments, smash that like button, and subscribe to the channel right now. Number 1. The Apex Attack Predator. H-64E Apache Guardian version 6. Name: ACE Apache Guardian. V6 2026 integration. Purpose: dedicated anti-armor, close air support, and network target annihilation. Why it's deadly? The Apache is not just a helicopter. It is a flying supercomputer designed solely for slaughter. Under the chin sits the M230 30mm chain gun, which fires high-explosive, dual-purpose rounds at 625 rounds per minute. But the true horror is how it aims. The gun is slave to the pilot's eyeball. Wherever the pilot looks, the cannon instantly tracks. Armed with the latest AGM-117 joint air-to-ground missiles, it can obliterate heavily armored tanks from 8 kilometers away, entirely out of the enemy's visual range. The real-world use: the absolute spearhead of US and allied strike forces globally. In 2026, the V6 update allows Apache pilots to directly control autonomous drone swarms from the cockpit, using them as bait or forward scouts before unleashing hellfire from behind a mountain ridge. Why it's dangerous to use it? The Apache operates in the nap of the Earth environment, flying at terrifyingly low altitudes of just 10 to 50 feet off the ground at over 150 miles per hour to avoid radar. The mental overload is fatal. Pilots are forced to process independent information in their right and left eyes simultaneously through their helmet display. Furthermore, hovering stationary to fire missiles makes them prime targets for cheap, shoulder-fired man-pads. A single microsecond of target fixation will cause the pilot to fly this multi-million-dollar titanium beast straight into the terrain, resulting in an instantly fatal fireball. Number 2. The flying tank Kamov Ka-52M Alligator. Name is Kamov Ka-52M Alligator. Purpose: heavy assault, trench clearing, and mechanized infantry eradication. So why it's deadly? The K-52M is a purely offensive, armor-plated monster. Unlike traditional helicopters, it uses a coaxial rotor system, 2 massive sets of blades spinning in opposite directions. This completely eliminates the need for a tail rotor, making it highly maneuverable and incredibly resilient. You cannot shoot off its tail to make it spin out of control. It carries a devastating 30-meter Shipunov cannon and laser-guided Vickers anti-tank missiles that tear through reactive tank armor like tissue paper. The real-world use: heavily battle-tested and refined through the brutal, grinding conflicts of Eastern Europe up to 2026, operating as a low-altitude hunter-killer against mechanized infantry columns. Why it's dangerous to use it? This machine holds a terrifying distinction. It is one of the only helicopters in the world with ejection seats. If the helicopter is fatally struck, explosive charges in the rotor hub detonate, violently blowing the massive main rotor blades completely off the aircraft. A fraction of a second later, rockets blast the pilots out of the cockpit. However, if the explosive bolts misfire or the timing is off by a millisecond, the pilots are ejected directly into spinning steel blades, instantly chopping them to pieces. Number 3. The Blackout Assassin. MH-60M Direct Action Penetrator, DAP. Named MH-60M DAP Special Operations Black Hawk. Purpose: clandestine infiltration, surgical strikes, and extreme close quarters air support. Why it's deadly? Do not let the Black Hawk silhouette fool you. The DAP variant is heavily classified and operated exclusively by the elite 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment Night Stalkers. They strip out all the troop-carrying seats and turn the cabin into an ammunition vault. Stub wings are bolted onto the sides, loaded with M134 miniguns, 30mm chain guns and Hydra rocket pods. It is a flying chainsaw that operates in total darkness. By the time the enemy hears the rotors, a wall of lead is already tearing their compound to ash. The real-world use. Deployed exclusively for Tier 1 JSOC missions. Delta Force, DevGru worldwide, executing high-value target assassinations and hostage rescues in hostile, denied airspace. Why it's dangerous to use it. This helicopter is inherently lethal to its crew because of how they fly it. Night Stalkers fly with zero illumination in pitch-black conditions, using only advanced night vision tubes. They fly through tight urban canyons or thick jungles at 120 knots. Just inches above treetops. A single unseen power line, a sudden downdraft, or a momentary loss of spatial awareness means a catastrophic kinetic collision. The crew is essentially balancing on a razor's edge between absolute stealth and instant death. Number 4, the atmospheric Titan CH-53K King Stallion. Namesan du CH-53K King Stallion. De purpose, heavy lift, tactical asset relocation and rapid mechanized deployment. Why it's deadly. The King Stallion does not carry missiles. It carries the war. It is a gargantuan feat of aeronautical engineering powered by 3 7,500 shaft horsepower engines. It can lift a fully armored Joint Light Tactical Vehicle, JLTV, or 36,000 pounds of external cargo and drop it directly onto the front line. Its deadliness lies in its ability to completely overwhelm an enemy position by rapidly deploying a heavily armed Marine platoon and their vehicles where the enemy thought the terrain was impassable. The real-world use. The ultimate logistical backbone of the United States. Marine Corps in 2026, heavily utilized in the strategic, island hopping and rapid deployment doctrines of the Indo-Pacific theater. Why it's dangerous to use it. The sheer physical force of the CH-53K is a threat to everyone around it. The rotor downwash is catastrophically violent, generating hurricane force winds exceeding 100 miles per hour. This downwash is known to rip the roofs off buildings, blow smaller vehicles over, and create brownouts, massive walls of sand, and debris that completely blind the pilots. In a brownout, a pilot loses all visual reference to the ground. If they tilt the massive helicopter even slightly, it results in a dynamic rollover, where the 88,000-pound machine tears itself to shreds against the earth, crushing everyone inside. Number 5, the warp speed assailant Bell V-280 Valor. Name based to Bell CV-280 Valor, tiltrotor assault aircraft. Purpose. Next generation long-range tactical assault and rapid infiltration. So why it's deadly. And this is the 2026 evolution of rotary wing warfare. It is not a traditional helicopter. It is a tiltrotor. It takes off vertically like a helicopter, but once in the air, the massive rotors tilt forward, transforming it into a high-speed turboprop plane. It flies at a staggering 300 knots, 345, more than double the speed of traditional assault helicopters. It is deadly because it drastically shrinks the battle space. It hits the target and offloads troops before the enemy's radar and air. Defense networks can even calculate a proper intercept trajectory. The real-world use, actively replacing the legendary UH-60 Black Hawk under the U.S. Army's Future Long-Range Assault Aircraft FRAY program, fundamentally rewriting global deployment strategies in 2026. Why it's dangerous to use it. Tiltrotor physics are aggressively unforgiving. The transition phase, when the rotors pivot from vertical lift to horizontal flight, is aerodynamically treacherous. If an engine suffers a catastrophic failure, or if there is a software glitch in the fly-by-wire system during this exact moment, the aircraft will suffer asymmetric lift because it is flying faster than a helicopter but slower than a plane during transition. A failure turns the V-280 into an unrecoverable, spinning brick of titanium and jet fuel, plummeting to the earth with absolutely no chance of survival for the infantry strapped in the back. Brother, you have just witnessed the absolute pinnacle of rotary wing destruction. But here is the uncompromising, terrifying reality. As deadly as these flying fortresses are, they are massive, loud targets. What happens when these heavy steel beasts go head-to-head with the silent, invisible air defense webs that are specifically designed to hunt them? It is a brutal comparison between sheer airborne firepower and cold, calculated ground strikes. Nobody else is breaking down the dark physics of this matchup like this. Subscribe to the channel and smash that like button so you do not miss the next classified breakdown. Drop a comment down below. In a modern battlefield, does the helicopter still rule, or does the missile always win? See you in the next one.